Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to the Darts Review channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about a fairly new brand called Caliburn darts, and you can't buy these darts in the UK, or can you? Now the reason why I say that is because when I show you the darts that they've made, you'll probably recognise some of the grip patterns on some of their darts, and you may have already bought darts made by them but not under their name. A lot of the factories in China make darts for other brands, and I think that's what's happened in this case, and they do their own brand, like I say, which is called Caliburn. I think Caliburn is another name for the Excalibur sword, which is why their logo has a sword in the stone. And I first heard about them last year when Keegan from Scottish Lad Does Darts Reviews asked me if I knew who Caliburn darts were. They'd sent him a set of darts for review. He'd done a really nice review on them, so I'll put a link up to that in the description so you can check it out. I'll put a link up to their Facebook page. Now, I didn't know at the time they were already following me on Twitter, and I didn't even realise. But when he mentioned it and I looked at the darts that they had on Facebook, I thought, blimey, they're making some really nice darts and some unusual ones, and I recognised some of the grip patterns straight away. And 6 months ago I contacted them and asked if they were coming releasing the darts in the UK, and they said they haven't got plans to do that at the moment, but hopefully in the near future they will. And you'll probably want that to be the case when you see some of the darts that they have, and I think it's a really exciting brand. So I'm going to go on my computer now and I'm going to explain a little bit more and show you some of the darts what they've got. Right, so as you can see on their Facebook page, the first post that they made was the 2nd of October 2019. Now a lot of the darts looked as if they were like custom made darts when I first seen them, but later on you can see they've got the Caliburn name to their own darts as well. But even so, it says custom dart by Caliburn, but it's a bit strange why you would just brand your name like that without saying you're a custom dart maker. Maybe that's what they started off as and then they've decided to just make their own brand. I don't really know. But if you look at these particular darts, and this one's the Lotus, and it's got a very familiar grip pattern on there, and that says the 24th of October 2019. And then if you look, the Target Elysian darts number 5, very similar kind of a grip, and that was posted on the 3rd of September 2019. So either Caliburn copied off the Target Elysian 5, or they had a hand in making them. Now it's quite a short time period, that just a few weeks, so I'd be surprised if they copied them that quick, but you never know. Now quite a few years ago I sent a load of ideas off to the various dart manufacturers, and one of the ideas I sent was a few grip patterns. This is a few of them. I had a couple of more sheets with various grips on, and I spoke to them on the phone about the ideas as well, and I sent that in 2015. That was 4 years before the Elysian came out, and look at my drawing at the top. It was an idea for a scale grip and a slightly raised scales, so that give you something to push against. And then I did a dragon's tooth grip, again slightly raised triangles for something to push against. Hamburger grip, and it was just more for a bit of fun. And then there was a bark grip, which was kind of like a rough grip. Now there has been darts out in the past kind of similar to the bark grip. I have another couple of sheets somewhere, but I can't find them, so I haven't been able to scan them. But a lot of the ideas that I had were based on things that you see every day, like tire grips and things from nature and that. So I do wonder whether or not they actually took my ideas on board and came out with these grips. But this Caliburn factory is on Alibaba, and if you look, that's what it says, Tianjin, Dongkang, whatever. But if you look on the left, it's got Caliburn there, and you can buy the darts off them.
Most of them you have to buy a minimum of 50 sets, but there's various models on there that you can check on, and sometimes they'll allow you to buy a single sample, but it's probably not worth it really. But hopefully they'll come out with the darts in the UK eventually, and a lot of the darts on the Facebook page are soft tip darts, some really nice designs as you can see there, but they also make steel tip as well, another fancy design. This particular dart reminds me of, I think it was the Shot Digit darts. It's got a very similar shape to them, and it says custom darts all the time, but obviously they've got the Caliburn logo on, so it's kind of a little bit confusing. And there again, it's got that kind of scaly grip design. Another very nice looking set of darts, and there's a set with a fancy spiral on. And what I was on about in the intro you'll see just now when I get a little bit further up, but the Elysian is kind of like what I'm hinting at. Maybe this company has made the target darts, I don't know. So you might have already bought them, but as you move up you'll see some familiar grips appearing. Again, they all look very nicely made, and look at this one. This just looks so weird. I'm not even sure if this would actually work. It's got really long lateral splits in the tungsten, so how that would fare for damage I don't know. But it reminds me a little bit of the shot gear darts that I reviewed before, the ones that had the little spiral slits in, but that's taking it to the extreme, that one. And there's another fancy set. So they've got lots of really nice models, and again as you scroll up you see that pattern again. Interesting grip design. And a lot of people often comment that, oh, I won't buy darts from China, but nearly all the darts are made in China now, and most of the tungsten comes from there. And just look at these ones. I'll put the links up to the Facebook page so you can check them all out yourself, and I'll also put a link up to their YouTube channel. And I do like this one. Looks really nice, that one. And again, something very familiar about that. It's almost the same as the Elysian ones, but very neatly machined. And look at the rear grip on that one. Some more fancy ones. Now we should be getting closer to there. They also polish up your darts as well, so if you want a shiny set you can, but I think a lot of the time you're best off letting the darts weather properly. I think that's a range of darts that they've made, the Wolfpack. Now this is what I'm on about. Where have you seen that grip pattern before? Well, you've seen it on the Mission Archon darts. It's kind of like a Y-shaped grip pattern. So did this company make the darts for Mission? Because there's the same grip there, and that was from June 2022, before the Mission Archon came out. And look at that grip there. It's the same as the Hexon darts, exactly the same grip. So chances are they're the ones who've made these darts, so that's why I say you've probably already bought their darts without even knowing it. Let's have another look at what they've got on here. It's another nice looking one. So they got some really fancy designs, and this one, what is it, the Melody, it's a dart with like musical notes etched into the barrel. Whether they're actually play a tune or not, I don't know. But again, it's taking inspiration from everyday things and turn it into a grip on your dart, which is kind of like what my drawings were from years ago. So that's that banana one. I think that's fairly plain. And this is the one that Kieran from Scottish Lad Does Darts Reviews made a review of. And another nice one there. So it looks as if they're actually getting into the stride as a standalone brand. So like I say, hopefully they'll be coming out in the UK eventually. Now they did this as an April Fool. It was Dart GPT-1, and it was a kind of idea to make a artificial intelligence design and software. But the thing was, they kept on tagging some of the posts on Twitter with it afterwards, and I'm thinking, was that an April Fool or wasn't it? So I messaged the guy from Caliburn and I asked him, and he said, oh yeah, it was definitely an April Fool, but he said they actually are trying to make something like this, and it would be cool if they did, because you kind of just put your idea in for a grip and it would come up with a design, which would be awesome if they ever do make it. And there you go. Now this one kind of reminds me of tyre treads, which is one of the ideas I put on my drawing years ago. Just trying to make different ideas for grips. So like I say, you never know when something's going to work. Check out these colourful ones. I love looking at things like this. I mean, I'm always looking at all different things all over the internet and checking out what's new. And we've seen hexagonal darts before, but I don't think I've seen ones in such a short length as that before, so they're kind of cool. And quite recently he'd been in Thailand, and obviously they're selling the darts in the Asian countries, so it's looking good that they may end up coming to the UK eventually, and you may be able to get hold of them. But I hope that does happen, because it looks like a very good brand, making some really interesting designs, and it's what I like. I like darts that are unique and different. Just keeps it all fun and interesting to be involved with. So I thought you might be interested to learn about this, and hope you've enjoyed watching it. And like I say, I'll put all the links up in the description, so if you want to check it out yourself, you can. So I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.